Hello and welcome back, everyone. We're going to be playing more Dominion 6, EU5. We were going to start a new campaign at EU5. The patch drops tomorrow, so I didn't think it made too much sense. Do want to stream in this time slot. Probably going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, because I think I want to prep and record some videos for the release of the patch tomorrow. But we are continuing this game here. Got all of our movement set up. We are playing EA Kailasa, and we have been slowly losing ground, very slowly. We actually last, yeah, so net, I think we lost one province last stream. So we are getting squeezed, but we're hitting kind of important breakpoints on the research. In 2 turns, we will hit a very important tech for us, where we have a national spell, which will give all of our guys quickness. Which allows them to attack twice as much, which, you know, 2x plus 100% tends to be a pretty strong modifier. We're blurry. Don't like that. It's still blurry. A little bit less. Good enough. Hey, Happy Chef. So, that's kind of where we're at right now, is, and it feels like we've gone from, like, kind of getting pushed back in battles to winning battles, but getting outmaneuvered by the AI. More so as a means of losing provinces. And, in particular, we want to gain this back, and then after we have that, we have, like, almost a full kind of, rotation of forts. I suppose a fort here, would kind of be nice, and we are kind of, fighting these guys here, Pelagia, in the back line a little bit. But after that, the way that we win is by conquering 4 of these things. We haven't really placed much emphasis on this because this throne's been kind of spooky to take, but this is a throne of ascension. We need to grab 4 of them. So there's one here, there's one here. I know it might not look it, but there's one downstairs here, so that's the 3 closest to us, in terms of what's going on. We'll maybe show the battle where we lost, tragically, the lives of... Well, we showed it last night. We did lose... this was kind of a really big battle, where we managed to take half their force, or 40% of their force down with just a skeleton crew inside of our fort. That's our sacred troops, killing 170 of their guys. The Crusher also, I think, did okay-ish. And this guy, the one that died, the version of this who died, he was an epic hero. Long may he rest. He did a lot of work before dying. So, let's peel off a turn here. Good evening, take another like. Thank you, thank you. I feel like Moth goes, the light that goes to the stream notification. Yeah, it's usually the Twitch people who are in here earlier, I think. I don't know what we were trying to do with these guys, actually. But it looks like we lose that. How'd they get here? Oh, they moved off the fort. Oh, that's maybe bad. Okay, no, we didn't put anything valuable there. We were beaten by the defending force of Rus. That's not good. Here. Okay. They move more troops there? I don't think we moved into that big a squad. So we lost 2 gurus and the Bandar swordsman. We traded up though. Killed 81 of their guys. Our guys are more valuable though. We killed mainly summons. Val rest. I think these guys were coming down. We're trying to squeeze Machaca out of here, but it's not going too hot. We can cut off the choke point. Or we can rotate down here. I'm not sure the best way to try and cut them off. But Helmshire, this is us getting in on the... Oh wow, the Draconians did a lot of work. This is us getting in on this. This fort that had been taken from us last turn. And looks like they split off a big chunk of their force rather than trying to defend this, which fair enough. We get our guys blessed. And then the Draconians just drop in the back. They're set to attack the rear. Yeah, so they kind of bear the brunt of it. I wish you could almost wait additional turns, because these guys are kind of bearing the brunt of the action, or maybe a little bit more than we want. We want these guys to be in really the kind of guys in combat. They are quite large, and they have quite good stats. Not those guys, these guys. 29 health, high morale. 10 is kind of the average here, so... Or the baseline, maybe not average. Average is probably the wrong word. I think we will storm the castle. And then these guys are retreating. We'll get them onto here. And then this is sieged, and not only is it sieged, it's sieged by our dear leader. So... I think we are going to be summoning some stuff here. Think he can bless everyone at the start of the battle? Oh, he cannot. Alright. So we need to try and recruit more guys. Or not recruit. Kind of like the Gandharva. I think we need more frontline guys. Actually, this might be enough. And we could summon more Garudas. But we'll have these two guys do that. Okay. This guy's preaching. And Harambe. Let's give him a helmet. We could give him this. Gives him a temporary glamour gem. Not sure if we can make very good use of it. If I recall correctly, Aether Gates just summons Aether Warriors. Or it does summon the commander, just kidding. That might be the most powerful thing we can do. Also maybe contact a Lamia Queen. We have a way to rotate a Thistle Mace onto him. I think this guy's got the Thistle Mace. Yeah, Aether Warriors, I don't want to confuse it with that. Alright. Hold up. I'm misunderstanding the spell a little bit here, I think. Okay. We can increase the number summoned in future rituals. I don't think we want to double Aether Gate. I don't know if we want to summon Aether Warriors when we have our own national summons that use... We'll use this. I think we just want the Lord. Oh, there was a Doms expert in chat. You would know. This guy is just trying to get eyes on things. All of our forts are sieged right now, though. Not exactly how we drew it up. I think we recruit, and then we get ready to have a guy come out of here with some sacreds. Oh wow. Like... That we lost all those guys. We actually had a big chunk of sacred troops here. We still, our biggest chunk is here now, but I feel like we're just sweeping back and forth and probably just misallocating troops where we're supposed to keep some behind more often. Like here, I think we're gonna leave some of these guys behind. To summon guys. Man could not get enough dominions. Probably not gonna play very long today. But I was gonna start a campaign of EU5 today, and then the patch drops tomorrow. And so, like... People like starting stuff more than, you know. This guy can summon more Aether Warriors, I guess. Because the Aether Gate's still here. But these guys is tough to kill. A lot of protection. And they're ethereal. Yeah, they have really high magic resistance morale, and their stat line's incredible. And now we have kind of a lot of those guys. Does this guy have good leadership? Kind of. Oh, this guy can't lead any more magic troops. He can, though. So now we have to try and figure out which guys to leave behind. Lost Body guy's more survivable. Then we need a temple. Let's actually build a temple here. think since we're keeping this troop here. Problem is they can come in here. We really need to take this, but I don't know if we can swing into that many guys. Well, maybe we can't. Maybe this is where the split up makes some sense. We want Bindu. Coming here. With this squad, or size of a squad, I think we're fine. Here in Iron Peaks, which puts us in a good position to throw them back. We also get to site search this finally. And then here, actually gonna give him a hammer. Make earth boots. These might help out. We do not currently have any boots of the messenger. Thanks guys, watch, move around. Just watch your latest EU5 video on Novgorod, very entertaining and informative, thank you, thank you. I watched some of the VOD recording the wee hours of the morning, seems like the campaign is going well. Yeah, it's, given that who we're playing is supposed to just kind of be weak in the early game, it's like kind of going according to plan. Like if we're stomping, we would just call it. I think towards the end, I was thinking that we kind of maybe won, but hubris, perhaps. We really want to tamp something down here. We lack a priest here, actually. Let's recruit a priest. Although we have a bunch of magical troops. Do we have something she could do? No. Oh, they separated these. Summon Fey Prince was like combined with the Unseelie one. You just could only do it at night. That's how they handled that. We could contact Naiads. I think that they don't like leaving. We don't have a problem climbing water paths. Maybe we should hang on to our gems for next tier research. From those guys at least. And now we can give our stick to Harambe. Have they breached our fort? No, we're repairing it really fast. Okay. I think we can summon a Lamia Queen then. We have cheaper... enchantment spells here. So I don't think we want to cast Living Oak in this location. I'm gonna wait. It's not enchantment. Womp womp. Increases growth to where it's cast. So we could get some extra nature gem income. I think we'd rather have the... We also haven't taken a look at these guys yet. We haven't had someone who's nature 2. Let's get a Lamia Queen. Actually, those ones are naked. I feel they die relatively quick. Maybe there are only 3 gems. Research a little bit. I think we're kind of fine in here. I think they're going to be in for a bad time if they attack into this. Let's not position him all the way back, huh? Maybe that's a little bit spooky. Because we were just having him retreat. Now that we're not doing that. I have to get better about spending down the gems. I'm thinking ahead of time where we want to spend the gems down. I think the glamour gems we want to try and get Unseelie Princes out of, so we can get level 3 glamour mages if we give them hoods. Or caps or whatever they're called. So us casting the gem generator for nature also appealing. Our astral gems are actually like the most pressured thing. We have 83. Where's our earth gems going to? I suppose all of our elemental gems at this point. We're approaching Conjuration 7, which is going to have the elemental royalty spells. If I recall correctly. Which I don't. These spells. King of Elemental Fire, Air, Water, Earth, etc. Okay. So it's at level 8. So we could maybe be a little bit more cavalier about spending the earth gems. I think we'll peel off the turn here. We hope that that guy dies because he's just extra upkeep. 1.1 tomorrow? Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Taylaus. No sleep till Rosblock. Playing Dom Nom until EU6? No. Wait, until EU5 1.1? We will be. Thaumaturgy has been researched. So we can now give all of our guys quickness. Ooh. Kind of zigzag past our lines. This is miserable, actually. Okay, these guys are linked up now, though. Holy shit. Just a lot of provinces where this is like not a battle. Yeah, these guys just don't stack there. I think we have our quickness spell though now. So I think us breaking out makes a lot of sense. And then this guy can cast the quickness spell. Suppose we could give the Thistle Mace to her. And then... if this guy dies, we're gonna be really big sad, so we're not as concerned with keeping him safe, which doesn't make sense, but... or it makes sense as long as you don't think about it. There we go. Mission accomplished. Gonna give him a few astral gems, but set him to conservative usage. I forget where exactly the UI is conservative. I think it's a descripting. Yeah. Just should automatically be conservative usage. But this is the spell that we were waiting for. Alteration 6. Where's our spell? Bueller? Thaumaturgy 6, just kidding, my bad. Thaumaturgy 6. Celestial music. I think we will lead with Power of the Spheres, though. We don't need it. We can cast Light of the Northern Star, give all Astral guys +1 Astral. Yeah, maybe that's... and this fatigues out a lot, but I think the way that fatigue works is since we have 6 Astral, we don't mind as much. I think it's like, we take like... let's just look it up. It's like one of these 1/1+X type things. Womp womp, I can't find the equation. We take a lot less fatigue when we're, when we have a higher path, and we have a really high path. Just trying to figure out exactly the equation. 1/1 + mage skill minus minimum skill. So we're going to take 1/4 because we are 3 over. And this will buff all of our astral mages. And then we will... we could buff all of this guy's paths by 1 for an extra astral gem. Okay, let's maybe do that. I'm maybe being too greedy with these gems. Are the spheres. So he buffs all of his paths by 1 for very little fatigue into Light of the Northern Star into what we really want him to cast. Celestial Music. He's gonna need more gems for that. And then he's gonna have, like, 8 Astral. So we could just Enslave Mind a bunch. We also have a free Glamour Gem. We already have Blur on our Sacreds. Could cast Twilight. I don't think this is... I think that this is something we're into in the abstract. But we, or with one of our builds where we have Dark Vision on our guys. But we don't have Dark Vision. What else can we cast here? I guess Storm. Alright, so he's gonna need some more gems to do this script. And we could just give him enough to do it twice. I'm hoping that he doesn't use the extra gems that we gave him. But these guys have storm power. These guys are storm immune too? Oh, these guys are not storm immune. Let's not cast storm then. Let's just cast, like, defense against the dark arts, and by dark arts I mean arrows, arrow ward. This is global, right? No, it's huge though. Alright. Alright, that's that guy's script. Okay, what can we do with her? Lost Body is something we want. Give her Stygian Skin. I don't think she has armor, does she? No, she doesn't have very much prot, so Stygian Skin is kind of probably okay. We are casting, like, group other stuff, but Iron Skin, so I don't know if that's... I think that's not synergistic. Actually, vulnerability is probably better. Yeah, she's gonna be really hard to kill with that. Alright. There's probably a fancy script where we cast that, but... Soul Vortex, actually, I wanted to try and figure out a way to get Soul Vortex in on our communions, but I don't know how to get... Well, I guess these Ether guys can join a communion and then cast Soul Vortex, and then we have a communion with a bunch of, like, 1 Astral Monkeys that have Soul Vortex, so you get anywhere near them, they just drain the shit out of you. Terror spam is maybe okay. I think we want personal regeneration as well. Fine enough for us. Beep beep, boop boop. Tomorrow, 24-hour stream. No, I think I have to try and get a lot of videos out to address like some of the newer things. I don't know, I've been 3-4 videos a week is a little bit slow for my pacing. It's tough though. Alright. So this guy will have Power of the Spheres already have been cast, so he will actually be 4 ethereal or 4 astral at a certain point. I think he's already got invulnerability at a pretty high rate, but is it 25? No, he doesn't have prot, so yeah, he can cast that. And maybe we want to have this guy advance and cast spells, because he is... I don't know exactly the the heuristic between spells and advance and cast spells. You won't... you kind of stay back and point buff your guys a lot if you pick, like, just regular spells, and, like, the AI is really stupid in terms of, like, they just stand back and buff a bunch instead of casting these offensive spells. There's a mod that changes this. I should probably be playing with the mod, because I think multiplayer people play with the mod. But, alas. Okay. I don't think we... Soul Vortex, I think, is more likely to kill our guys. Could have this guy be the one who throws up the celestial music. Actually. I think this is more likely to kind of guarantee it coming through, though. I think they have undead, so that might be... No. We didn't see a big undead kind of... I guess maybe terror? Just spam it out. I think that's probably good enough. Alright, she can summon something. The buffaloes are beefy. And I've kind of enjoyed them. I think we're gonna come here, because we don't want him to jump down here. We'd rather funnel them into each other. And also this lets us have this guy link up. And so, to get in on that action, it will be some action. So maybe take some of the higher experience research monkeys that do not have issues. And chuck them in there. So we could get celestial music down with this guy. If we want to spend 2 gems. Actually, we don't even need 2 gems. We can just use 1 gem. If we communion first. And don't use these guys to point buff body ethereal. Communion slave. I think we just want them to stay behind troops if we do that. And then this guy will do Communion Master, which will boost all his paths by 1. And then we will have him cast Celestial Music. We will give him enough gems to do it 3 times. Let's also give him that. Stay a little safe with those gems. Those guys tend to die a lot anyways, like more than we like. And then we want to have him be conservative. And I think they have a lot of undead, so we could just do Arcane Bolt a bunch, I think we'll be fine. And so this squad in the north will be relatively strong. We also try to keep the communication between our provinces, because when they get cut off... How is this not cut off? When they get cut off, we don't get as much money. Out of them. So we're looking right here. A lot of our big income provinces are in the back here. So if he comes here, he'll get rocked. If he comes here, then that's fine. And then here we're summoning the buffalo. I guess we actually can't get too far from there, so this squad will probably come back here to relieve the siege. Something like this. We should have some big battles here, though. The music someone suggested last night was Sessions Diana. They said it was not copyrighted. I guess we didn't even double check. So, we get our first battle with celestial music here. See, this guy communions up. Communion Master on this guy. So he will get boosted to 3 Astral. Celestial Music. And then these guys should get quickness. Or do they have to be blessed? Or is this not gone off yet? Oh, the blues, it goes off? Okay, so now they all have quickness. Run twice as fast and strike twice as often. So we should see them zip up and just go thwack, thwack, thwack. And they do indeed zip up. And they go thwack, thwack, thwack. I guess some of these guys should be on advance rather than advance closest. Because all of them got distracted, basically. But we get up here, thwack, 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 everything dies very quickly. They do attack there. Which is fine, because we can zigzag back. Unfortunately, this guy spent an extra pearl. That we didn't want him to spend. God, that sucks. Alright, so... don't think we're that concerned with that. And here was our other foray against this really big stack of 500 troops, 550 troops. But we have our god here and a lot of really strong troops. This guy's casting Light of the North Star, so this script maybe is a little bit slow. Yeah, Celestial Music's about to go off. So now they all get quickness. Healer? Did they not? Wait, our god didn't die, did he? No, he didn't. Celestial Music's been cast. Oh yeah, they do have quickness. Yeah, okay. And then these guys get in. I thought I had these guys to attack rear, but this is probably fine. Maybe they are in the rear? Some of them are. I mean, if they don't all attack rear, that's kind of bad for them. I think I did not set them to have a script. Fortunately, that one survives, I guess. It's the routing. What did we lose? We lost 5 of these guys. These guys did some work, though. We lost 19 of our main guy, which is kind of expected. We lose these at pretty high rate, but they're only 3 gems to summon several. And we kill 500. Temple in our capital gets destroyed. That's obnoxious. So we can't recruit sacreds out of here. This guy's unlikely to stay still, but I think if he moves here, we automatically get a fight, and if he comes back, that's fine, and us zipping back and forth maybe is okay. We can push them out if we come back up. This guy's got to search this area. Just thinking whether or not we want these guys to go with. Or if we have something else in mind for those guys. Like, I do think that there are ritual spells for her. Oh no. No, I think what we wanted was her to roll blood, and she didn't roll blood. We can use this guy to forge the magic booster for death. we break up like this, then we won't have celestial quickness, though. So maybe we need to think about that a little bit more. Did you sleep? I did sleep. Monkey gets traced to any fort, not just the capital. Oh, really? I take it all back. That's useful. Yeah, I really do like the idea of the just Guru and two of these research idiots can cast the celestial music for one astral pearl. Also, otherwise we're not casting it very easily. I think we want more of these guys instead of the squishy guys. Maybe praise is not even that valuable though. It does mean we're not getting battlefield-wide enchants. Another idea is we could just push forward and just cause as much damage as possible and take out as many of these temples as possible. If the temples are taken out, that decreases kind of some of the river crossing things he'll be able to do. He's able to cross when they freeze over. Any chance we could get an Asphodel playthrough? Just want to take a look at them. Are they not EA? I currently only want to play early age guys. We can still take a look. I want to play early age guys until I know all the nations better. Because even if you don't play something, if you like understand it, it helps you play against it. Nature and Death. Carrion Grove. I generally really like Earth 2. Or access to it, and also Sacred Mages. Stylistically. I'm not sure if the way I like to play is very good. I'm just saying kind of what intrigues me generally. These guys could occasionally roll Earth 2 mages. This guy is a big boy. It's also interesting that they're stealthy. Can you roll up to glamour? You can roll up to higher glamour paths. Water's gonna give you moss body. They are like a little bit on the small side. Okay, what do we get here? Berserker, strong. These guys are kind of expensive. They get recuperation though, and trample. That's spooky. Similar idea though, that they have no prot. Or they don't have very much prot, so... And we don't have earth magic to defend them, so maybe that's something... Could take a thing on. Berserker on the Cav as well. Then Minotaurs. I was not super thrilled with Minotaurs when we were playing with them, but we were playing with the we have some of these. Trample is nice. The thing is, you're not very big to begin with. As far as I know, Middle Age is also more... As you go up in the ages, having better scales troops becomes more and more important. As far as I understand, these guys look decent. They don't have a lot of... Yeah, I guess you're... Are you casting Barkskin? But Barkskin doesn't... Barkskin won't really give them more prot. They seem kind of glass cannon-y. I like Agartha for all ages. They're pretty simple. Oh, they get pop kill on dead spawn? Got it. I was like, yeah, I don't... Yeah, okay. As mannequins. And growth scale increases. I do like, being incentivized to take this. Dominion kills population. I don't like the Dom kill stuff, which isn't to say that's bad, I just don't like... Like, there's an early age, like, Dom kill nation, I don't like them very much either. Kills population and gets spectral troops. I generally like more defensive and turly strategies, and those scale poorly with Dom kill. Or like, Dominion killing your guys. Middle Age is the most balanced between scales, mundane, and magic. You get a zombie tree elephant, it's so tough. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. That's a fair counter argument. I can respect that. Okay, this guy has 1 pearl. Yeah, he'll still be able to Celestial Music though. Just one more time. And we were kind of hung up on what we're supposed to do with this. What are we supposed to do with this squad? These guys could summon these guys. Got a bunch of earth. Troll King's Court is something we could do. I generally don't like this if we already have recruitable Earth 3. It seems wasteful. I do like the Crusher. Don't have any use for the blood mages yet, other than eventually forging some stuff. This is the current squad of goons. We can do a communion to get down our celestial music, like we did with the other squad. We will need to take at least one of these monkeys. God, I hate to make it so that they can't do their thing more than once, but also they don't properly conserve gems, so what are we supposed to do? We might have a big enough squad that we want to take this guy too. And we'll leave behind the god and some people who can summon. And then this guy, I think we want to give a hammer and have him make one of these. We have a lot of corpses here. We do have a lot of corpses here. Maybe they could make some undead, actually. Both of them. Well, maybe that's not a good use of death gems. We don't have very much death gem income. She needs a lot more nature to do contact Lamia Queen. Yeah, maybe we send her out with the squad and she could be useful. And then she could also site search. So we'll come here for now, and maybe we site search with her. We don't have a like Death 3 searched a lot of places. We will be there in time with either of these armies, or both, no matter what. So we're kind of fine here. Ermor is losing to Pyrene somehow. Alright, I think that's good. Your nature astral monkeys can make astral booster with construction. That is right. We should probably be doing that. We find this. Just take that. They cannot harm our walls here. They cannot harm our walls here. They are harming our walls here. I think we like our odds. Forgot what he did last turn. Oh, he summoned these dudes. These are the nature-y ones. Guess I'm into it. I don't know if it's worth the gems. We're currently accumulating glamour gems, though. So I think with her we'll just search. Or actually, Death 2's already been searched there. You can come here. God, it feels so derpy to zigzag with this army and go for this. I also don't think that they can dive behind. Like, I think the fort has zone of control, right? So maybe we look to come here, and then we get a better relief burst out next turn there. The issue is containment in the north. We also have a temple again, so we can do this. Yeah. Should be a little bit more organized in the way that we do some of this. You don't have to worry about the combat yet, though. Do not have another hammer. We will forge a hammer. Using a hammer. Save us a little bit of gems. So we're under 100 gems with everything except for glamour, which honestly don't have the best outlet for. These guys can probably break out as is. We do have to be careful that they don't stack too many guys in here. We don't have a way to bless here. I think this does give a level 2 priest. I think we'd rather just wait for the next one for level 3 priest. We could also summon gnome here. feels really derpy researching with that guy. I just don't want to spend on this stuff. I think we can cast Mother Oak with the Thistle Mace, right? Oh, so this would be a thing that if we thought that we were getting contested on, I don't think we would necessarily go for. But 10 nature gems a month would be nice. I don't know if this is the exact province we want to cast it, but I think that this is probably pretty solid. Someone said our booster, though. I forget which one it is. It's not this. No. Well, that's something to keep an eye on. Am I going crazy? Was it we need a... I think we need level 7. I'm not seeing it. This guy's turns are just so valuable because he can do so many things. I guess we... Is there any quantity of gnomes that we would want to summon? No. Let's just, I think we can just get the extra income right now of gems, and that the AI won't contest us, but this is maybe bad practice for multiplayer, because the thing is more likely we can contest it on that. I think they don't really ever try and dispel your stuff, but we're gonna put 65 gems in this. Look to boost our income up to 14. Womp. Yeah, so I think we get to break out here. Nobody picked up the pigs, swamp womp. And just in time too. What? Oh, 50 limit. Well, okay. Fair enough. You keep some of the research monkeys researching. Will these other guys break siege? Gifted to placements, probably fine. I think we got celestial music coming in from the other guy. So we could let this guy just do his thing. After communion masters up. Oh, there's not another communion. No, we have enough communion slaves. Maybe we just have this guy come out and communion slave as well. Just a little bit of redundancy. Share the load. Surely this can split though. Let's do this as well. Just in case they have some sort of thing. And these guys won't double back. I think I have to get better about scripting that. We keep on getting like our entire push squad pulled. So the guys in the middle, I think specifically we don't want to attack closest. I think we just want them to attack. And so half these guys can move off on the flanks, but these guys won't. So Pyrene's doing really hot. Pyrene I don't think is fighting the other guy. Now we're getting a lot more income on this. And now there's another hammer. We do have, yeah, this guy we would maybe want to have a thistle mace. But we just put back in this, but we can't get it to him right now. There's something that gives temporary astral gem, right? That would be very nice. Also, one of the reasons we want blood slaves is so we can do this. Temp astral gem might be next level. This will give us temporary earth gems, so in battle we will get a free earth gem. War helmets are really nice. I haven't played a death guy in a while. Or like a squad that can make good use of that. I think we'll forge that right now. The hammer will be free next turn, and then we can make a gnome, and then that gnome could forge the plus glamour things. Because if we have +1 glamour and we have some of these mages rolling 2 glamour, we can twilight with them. And we can give them the free astral gem item. Oh, the music? Is it from the game? No, it's not. The music in game is copyrighted. This is... Someone recommended it last night. This is Sessions Diana, so it's like Diana-themed music from League of Legends, I guess. Which, I know. Say League of Legends, everyone's gonna be like, ew. We might go grab that throne actually downstairs. After this. I don't even know where our prophet is. Do we not have a prophet? Did our prophet die? Our prophet might have died. No, there's our prophet. Boopa. Let's boost these a little. We have a lot of gold. Don't necessarily need to bank it. I think we peel a turn. I think it would be nice if you try some different types of music while playing EU5 or Vic3 as well. Maybe we could do that. The reason we're doing it here specifically is because Dominion 6 music is copyrighted. Not really related to the game at all, besides visuals. Oh, it's a lo-fi playlist. Uh-oh. It's probably copyrighted then. Did the person from last night fib to me? Well, I didn't get copyright struck. Alright, so we're gonna take some battles here. This one, I think the big one, 300 units. Pelagia attacked Rus. That's hilarious. So this place where we're having this big ass battle, Pelagia tries to come in. And okay, the wolves wrap around. And they have a bit of a rumble, but okay, Pelagia loses. But they take out a fifth of the defending force. I guess they take out mostly chaff. And then this is our battle there. And our guys get quickness. And then our guys jump the backline. Insta-give it. with quickness. Yeah, we might have a critical mass of these guys. If we don't have enough of these guys, then we have problems. But these guys getting Blood Surge and having... They have 2 attacks. These get doubled to 4 attacks. They got 21 strength, 19 attack. The only thing we wish we had on them was, like, regeneration. We have reinvigoration blur as well. So they're, like, effectively 18 defense and high prot. Relatively high prot. Talk about nightmares to try and fight Horror Mark. That's no good. He's gonna die. Yeah, this wasn't even close. Not even remotely. Don't lose a single guy here. Chaka advances this way. These tiny squads we can deal with. And then... Alright, who here has... This guy wants this. We could forge a cornucopia for this guy so he can cast Howl every time. I think we'll just give him a nature gem here. This guy needs an astral gem. Actually, let's give him 2 astral gems in case we want to lift the siege with him. Okay, we go down here. Go down here. I think that we win this. This is maybe super punty, but I don't think it is. We could bump it first, just to see what's there, but I honestly probably don't even know how to evaluate well enough to, like, for that to be useful. Another oak is nice. They are sieging us now. Mainly vine men. We could try and break into fire. I think that this is probably a play pattern we're interested in. In order to... I think this is the commander that has 3 fire. In order to cast that, we'd have to give up 30 astral gems to flip. I think maybe that's cute for what's going on right now, though, here. We're getting too cute. I mean, they can't harm our walls yet. I don't know if I'm thinking that this is stronger than it is. Summon a mage though. Now we wanted to. What are we researching right now? Conch 7. So next turn we can summon better versions. So I think we're supposed to wait. I mean, our plan was to summon gnomes with this guy now. Or summon a gnome. Just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan, bloodbath. I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. This game looks simple but complex at the same time. This is like a very, very complicated game. Why don't we replay this battle in terms of what's going on? But it's all about, so at the, what's really going on like in the game, like fundamentally this is like the game is doing everything you can to set up situations where you're gonna have good battles, and the economy is largely magical in nature. There is like production and this type of stuff, but you're accumulating resources to get stronger guys to bring into the battle, and then you give these guys scripts. Like, we're going to have a script to really buff our guys. We have a bunch of sacred guys, and we have built our entire strategy around making these guys really strong. Because we're playing a pretty good civilization for it. These guys are also sacred. They're going to jump into the back line. They, for example, with their magic, have summoned a bunch of guys like this, a bunch of killer mantises. This guy was also summoned, this little dragon thing in the back, and is a decent mage in its own right. It's got astral and nature magic, and so we have our mages kind of in a scrum back here. We have some mages that are pretty good, and some mages that are not so good, but together they're gonna buff the army. And we'll let it rip while we use the restroom here. Alright, I'm back. Sound effects are extremely pleasing to me and nostalgic. They are quite loud. But, this was the outcome of the battle in terms of lives lost and such. But, it's very straightforward in that that is, like, the main, like, loop or important thing that's going on. I think we want to get, like, a fort down here. Or claim our fort back. God damn it, dude. I think we are recruiting a guy who should be able to clear out the riffraff here to some extent. I don't know if it's safe enough to do this. Come back this way. I think she wins against that. We're gonna put down a little bit of PD though. I don't think she loses to that. Go over that as well. Boost her death up to that. Yeah, 50% regeneration. She's got a secondary form. I think she's fine. And if she is fine, then she like walls off this location effectively. And we can kind of clear this out eventually here. This is turn for us. Let's view this battle. This is a battle I just don't know if we win. I think we win it, but they have a lot of dudes, and this guy who radiates power. The Solar Serpent. 10% regeneration. Get our lightning off on these guys. And we get our quickness buff and the other buff. Yeah, so I kind of like this where we have the center squad now just advancing. And the other squad is advancing. This guy's on attack rear. I don't even know what these guys are on. The fact that they don't have fire resist. Actually, this is probably a leak. We could have scripted this so that we would have fire resistance. We probably should have. Oh, this is going poorly. I think. These guys are still cutting through a lot, though. We're losing so much. The god routed, so this should be a win for us because they're all routing, but man, are we losing a lot. Yeah. It's not exactly. Oh. You didn't lose a lot. Oh no, wait, it was this one. Yeah, we lost half of our army. We lost almost all of our sacreds. Not these guys, man. These guys did work. Okay. Alright. So Vale Rest will be isolated. I really think about what happens the turn after. I didn't think this through enough, actually. I think we have to keep these guys down here. That's our first throne of ascension. We don't have enough money to start a fort. It's just a bunch of back rides down here. We're not at war with them yet, though. Summer Lions are trying to work their way out, it looks like. We also now have like a legitimate sieging squad here. But this guy can now cast Twilight in the battle for free. Do we have a lion pulp to give this guy? I don't think so. God damn it. What can we do right now, though? I mean, you can summon another gnome. We do have the next tier of magic, though, so we can summon these guys. Oh, we don't have a path booster for that. Alright. Kind of want to awaken Ivy King. What can we do with this guy? Summon a Mound Fiend. We'll summon Kanara. Sorry, Sita. Go to lab. Alright. The Crushers also only recover their life if they're in a lab, which is another reason we kind of want to get a lab down here. And we could summon some stuff after that as well. Enough gold for Guru. Just gonna set that up. Just kind of raking back some of this stuff here. Special effects perhaps tad too loud. I think I agree. Well, hey, that's the elite. Two Badger emote users. On the Twitch chat. I love when the... I think in, let's see. I think the emotes aren't cross-platform, and they, like, in the aggregated chat on the screen, they don't show up correctly. The YouTube ones show up, like, in parenthetical and then... Or not parenthetical, colon and then description and then colon. Someone I saw on screen. What do you think the scariest sea monster is? I don't have an opinion on that. IRL? Scariest sea monster IRL. I don't know. Orcas are mean. I think most things in the water will leave you alone unless they're like mean and territorial, and orcas are. I don't want to encounter orcas or a dolphin. Orcas are technically like in the same family as dolphins. Alright. We invest in 2 labs, and we feel very poor. Wow, 3 magic sites. Kinda nice. Yeah, this guy's like... I don't want to give them a super good opportunity to attack us. What's this monkey doing with Ichlid warriors, dog? Okay, I think we get to finish this off. Alright, well... I mean, they're not... They're not reinforcing this with anything. I think eventually Roos will actually clear that out for us. Here they're trying to link back up. But this is not very effective for them. Yeah, a lot of the PD dies, but they just wood chipper a bunch of troops. Oh no, they breached? Dog. I was hoping we would have more time. I just summon as much guys as possible, I guess. I think it's a little bit of a non-starter to just lose all of these dudes. But we're not going to do 7 sprites anymore. In our script. Alright. Use earth gems for that. And then I think this guy can cast the protection one. Air ward. It's gonna need an air gem for that, though. Is he not air 3? He's not air 3. They need 2 air gems for that. So let the orcas hear you saying that, or you'll be next. I mean, I'm not saying I'm terrified of orcas. I'm just saying that I'm never going off the coast of Portugal in a boat, in a small boat. Orcas are the most human marine animals. Maybe that's the reason you think they're mean. No, I think they're mean because they're mean. I never said humans were nice. I mean, we could try and dip with our commander. Just cast returning after all this stuff. I think we want to try and win this. Ivy King or Troll King's Court is probably good. Ivy King we're gonna replace the cost of much easier. I think he's gonna run into it a little bit here. Is there any way we can make... We could have this guy cast Power the Spheres, actually, instead of our commander. No, wait. Light of the Northern Star. And then he's gonna be like fatigued out. Yeah, we'll let him figure it out. We could even recruit out of there. Then here, everyone can research. And the ones that can't can preach. Don't have a bank to be able to fort this throne. Then we have another Throne of Ascension here. And then I guess 2 more down here. We're not fighting them yet, though. I think this is the most likely place to get resistance there. Is there anything we could do different here? Twilight Cat-Eyed Warriors. I guess we could cast Cat-Eyed Warriors more. We can give these guys specific... Does he have... How much fatigue is this? Not too bad. They should be able to handle that. Wish we had a piece of armor for this guy. Let's actually do summon Earth Power first, then Twilight. And then Cat Eye Warriors, and then Group Iron Skin. Hopefully hitting this guy. Do we have Stone Boots? We don't have Stone Boots. That would have been nice to make sure we keep this guy alive. Maybe we just cast spells. Put this guy a little bit further back. I think he is kind of more survivable. I think maybe instead of Terror though, we cast... or we lead with Invulnerability. So if they have something that flies and comes into the back, we will have 25 Invulnerability Ethereal, this guy in back, that they'll have to try and figure out. Whales are scary just because of how big they are. Yeah, but whales don't really attack people. They don't look as big as they are in photos because they're nothing to compare to the ocean. Yeah, I mean, it depends on also how you phrase the question. If the question is which would you least likely like to encounter, it'd just be anything in the deep water because that would just be instantly dead. Seems like you're a pro-human propagandist as a non-human creature. That's quite obvious. Womp womp. I do have a bias towards my own race. That is a point at which I've decided to draw a moral line. And say that humans are more important than non-humans. Our province map mode is a little bit suspect. Pyrene finished off Airmore, it looks like. We gained access to this through the throne. Okay, we have the most research. Pyrene's coming up. Pyrene maybe plays Kingmaker a little bit. If Pyrene attacks us, I'm not sure we can resist. But I think they're more likely to... They have way more borders shared with Roos. I think they're likely to attack Roos. And then Roos can't keep bringing as many guys to bear here. Pretty racist, it do be like that. Speciesist, but yes. How well did we do there? We lost a couple dudes. Yeah, okay. They have no path of retreat, I believe, so... Perish. We'll head this way. And this is the place where they are assaulting and we just spent forever scripting. So, the spheres. Oh, the gnome shouldn't be in back. Maybe it doesn't matter though. These lightning bolt guys, though, we do think that they're pretty good. Who got the low light vision, man? Is it not gone off yet? So Twilight just went off, so this guy's gonna cast low light vision. I'm not sure he's gonna get it on anyone important. Damn. It's 20 radius though, it's pretty big. Celestial music goes off though, giving our sacreds double the attacks. I don't think these guys are sacred. No, they're not. The Chinese nation gets sacreds. All units have precision -2 unless they have dark vision or true sight. All glamour mages get +1 glamour. I don't think they have any glamour mages, so... What's this? They're retreating so fast. Because these undead got summoned there. Well, this guy we didn't want the gnome on top of him, but this guy we did want him back. Oh, it was a couple of flyers. Yeah, okay, they're good. And now, here comes 2 rounds of Summon Earth Elementals. Maybe it was actually just super overkill. Looks like they're having trouble dealing with these guys. Maybe they get through the... That's a lot of Earth Elementals. 91 life. They trample. They're size 7. If they get up in there, they will do a lot of damage. Yeah. Enjoying these guys just like lightning blasting stuff from the back. And then we have the skeletons coming in. I don't even know why I was worried. We way overkill summoned these Earth Elementals. And you see the Earth Elementals, once they start a rolling, once they start a stumbling or bumbling, they kind of just run over everything. Not even really that close. Wow, crazy. They experienced heavy losses. We lost 2 buffalo, a bunch of dispossessed spirits, which we don't care about, and some ether warriors. The ether, or ether. Maroots were doing work, though, from the backline with their zippy zappies. We didn't appreciate their game before. In single player, there's no overkill. There's always overkill. Classic elementals running over armies. Yeah. That was our, like, kind of plan for... Do we have anyone who can lead armies? Not really. We have, like, no morale boost. We could awaken a sleeper to lead the army. I don't like this guy being in the very back, though. I think we're gonna... Didn't want the gnome to be doing that. I think maybe he just leaves. He realizes the error of his ways. think the sleeper's not too many gems. Yeah, it's not a lot of gems, but they are pretty good. We're kind of running out of gems on that front. Can this guy summon? No. But this guy, every turn, make Vine Men. Actually, we don't want Vine Men, we want the higher Vine Ogres, probably. Yeah, every turn makes some Vine Ogres. He's got a bonus for it, so if you got it, flaunt it. These guys did not get attacked. I think are in pretty good shape. These must be mercs. Pretty keen on getting this back. Also might build our fort here, which helps to just anchor everything down, and also we get an enchantment bonus here, so if we're going to be casting big enchantment spells, we want to do it out of there. And would feel a little bit safer with the god here instead of here. We have to try and get some money somewhere. We could alchemy earth gems into money to build a fort here so we can get out of here. These guys just researching here isn't the worst, but it's probably not the best either. This guy does have the hammer. We want some more of those pelts. Let's send this guy down to search there at least. As well. Oh, actually, we want a blood hunt. What are we doing? Nobody actually has very much blood except for us, so we could actually nab some of the limited blood stuff. We're gonna get enchantment next turn. Enchant 5. So weapons of sharpness. And group regeneration was kind of one that we were interested in. Construction 7's interesting. Conj 8. Let's go construction. Does construction 6 also have... Forge of the Ancients is something we could do. Golems as well. Luceri army would maybe be okay. Get anything from Thaum 7? Mass confusion. enchant 6. Riches from beneath, I think maybe we're into, to be honest. We don't have that much mines though, maybe that's not good. I forget where the one that gives us gems is. Oh, is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. Like, we have good gem income on nature, because we have the Mother Oak up. Conj 8 does give us the elemental royalty and the Devada. I think we're gonna go construction 7. Golems, we can kit out. Forge of the Ancients, kind of into. And then we get the next tier items. Maybe this is just experience playing Pyrene talking, where that was like more of a priority for us. Jellyfishes, Portuguese hornets are the most scary. Invisible and you die from slow, painful poison. They're not like completely invisible. I don't know, you're only fucked if they touch you. They don't like have a desire to touch you, but the orca, like, I don't know. EU5 related question. I'm running into reforming Republic versus a theocracy for the Aztec. Any considerations that come to mind? I think Republic's generally better. Like, if it's just as easy for you to flop one or the other. The only thing I would say is that theocracy is really good for converting everything. And if that is something that's really good for you, because I don't know what the Aztec religion does. If that's something that's really good for you, then that'd be something to consider. Harambe doing work. He did do work. So, like, honestly, like, this squad just by itself is so powerful with, like, all the summons and, like, enough frontline out of these Ether Warriors to just stall. This guy has Reanimator Priest, though. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. We don't see it in here. But we could forge one of these. We have very little death gem income. Our gem income feels so bad at this phase of the game. Also somewhat tempted to empower this guy in blood. Or some other guy so they can make the Earth Booster. Actually, let's check what we need for that. Oh, we can't check with this guy. I know Harambe could forge them, but Requires blood 3. So that'd actually be it'd be more convenient to empower this guy in Earth to be able to forge those. And then we could just give him Earth Boots, and then he can forge the boosters. And now, gems are starting to get real pressured, which is kind of what we want. We do a positive growth scale. Boy, do we have positive growth scale. Reanimate is a map task similar to research. But I didn't see it. So, like, summon? Oh no, did our Lamia die? Real? I don't think she would die. God, that sucks. It wasn't even from the Macone guy, it was just caught a stray spell, fuck. So much from us searching our death sites. We got caught with our kilt down. Actually, take this guy's hammer. Take this guy's earth boots. Now we're talking. We could probably give him a ranged weapon at some point. I think he doesn't have a helmet or ground potential. Almost want these guys to fire and keep distance, honestly. We'll have them act as like... We could actually put them in back. Because they're really strong in combat, and if they have anything that's attack rear, they're just gonna run into that. These guys mindless? No, they're not. Cool. These guys I think are mindless. I think this guy gets... Oh no, no extra morale. I think we maybe let them try and come this way. Do we have another hammer? We do. Forge that guy a bow. How's the sleeper's precision? Pretty good. Let's give this guy the hammer. Have him make the sling. We have a lot of glamour gems. I think that'll go okay on this guy. EA Kailasa has some, so if you have reanimated priests, they cannot perform the action. Got it. Have a D2 priest cause dark knowledge on repeat. Yeah, that's probably decent. I think we want to target forests and like stuff like that first. That's probably better. Thank you. I can even lead 3 units. I don't see anything that... I guess we don't... We don't have actual good vision on this. Never mind. What can we do with this guy on this turn? Do we have the equivalent for fire? Augury, right? But I think we'd rather get a fire guy. teach someone to fish. So, kind of expensive. Do that. And then summon Flame Spirit. And then that person can augur every turn. We can hopefully get some more Fire Gem income. It's nice being able to see the graphs. I should have just turned on graphs. It filters all the fire spells if I click F. That's good to know. God, they came back with the Great Hawk dog. Leave it alone. I mean, I guess we're coming back. I think I will actually ramp up defense a lot, considering he's spamming that stuff now in some of these spots. So I run out of magic slots. Oh, except we want this in reverse. This is a really good one. This is the stellar leader. And this guy is gonna pick up the troops. Low on gems in general. Just trying to bring more dudes. I think we're scared of a 50 stack when we have like this plus our script here. He needed 2 gems. We will give Harambe the first of these earth things. So he gets 1 free earth gem, and then we'll give him enough to do part of his script. Just the first living earth is probably fine. I think we're into that. I think they have a lot of animals, so this works for us. Yeah, especially with the choke point, this works. Did we forge an item? We forged an item last turn. What did we forge? 3 glamour? We're making glamour gossamer veils. It's not what we made. No, we made the sling. We can make the veil though. One more of these guys. Maruts. So vicious, man. And then Harambe's turns are valuable. Already read that tip. I mean, we could awaken another Ivy King. We're getting a ton of gems a turn on that. Also try and awaken another Lamia Queen. We do have to take someone's stick though. Not sure you could still do his script without it. He can't howl. I couldn't howl either way though. Let's do that. And then because Lamia we can roll into blood. Maybe that's too cute, but we're also generating a ton of Earth Gem income, so we could do this and summoning some of our other stuff. Yeah, this is kind of now the anchor of what we have going on, because We have so many good mages here. What's that emote? That's back when that's back in a time in Victoria 3 where Great Britain would join every single play against you. And referred to it as Mummy sticking her finger in our pie. And boy did she stick her finger in our pie, and that's Mummy sticking finger in the pie. I need to get updated emotes though. Like that one's like AI generated. That's like back when I had like, I think only a few hundred followers made that one. And people hate the AI generated stuff generally. That's a big squad. We maybe need to do something. Okay, first of all, this guy doesn't need a hammer. Second of all... start summoning some roots here. Give the guy the gems he needs to do that. Don't have the glamour thing yet. We could summon 2 crushers. Now we're really starting to run out of gems, but very frightened of that. I mean, it's kind of unambiguous. We're gonna get attacked from there. What are we doing down here? We still want to build a fort down here. It's got a bunch of eagles. Like a bunch of eagles. Do we have a script set up for that? Not really. You hate the clankers? An ancient emote. Gotta hate that about Vic 3, just in some random great power getting in your business. I kind of, like, miss that as a possibility in, like, EU. Like, EU5 is, like, too straightforward, and Vic 3 was, like, on release, at the time that emote was made, was way too opaque, but, like, at least it's better now, at least more predictable. Yeah, I mean, I like that there can be, like, jockeying and maneuvering, and it's not just like, oh, I read that there's an alliance. There's not an alliance. We got him. Anything you want to say about the war in Iran? Or your war? It's certainly not my war. As an actor on an international scale, I don't like Iran. I think the US invasion, as far as I can tell, doesn't have justification. Because it didn't seem like there was an imminent threat to the US, and no evidence of that has, in my mind, been produced. But I think you're looking for a fight, like, just coming out with your war in Iraq, in Iran. Like, obviously, you have a perspective and an agenda and opinion on, I'm guessing an opinion on Russia and Ukraine. Where this is trying to be like a gotcha, he's a hypocrite type of moment. I'm not a fan of dropping bombs on other countries, unless you have a really good reason, and I have not seen one, and nor do I think one is forthcoming. I think Israel's kind of maybe a case of like the tail wagging the dog, where like Israel, Netanyahu just like got Trump to do what he wanted the US to do for like forever. Rivals can randomly join wars in EU5 with no warning whatsoever. Yeah, but you... It's like definitely a different feel from Vic 3. Did we literally invade Iran? I don't watch the news. We're dropping bombs on it. And we killed like 40 top like officials. Which makes it more substantive than what happened in June. June, there were like strikes against uranium enrichment sites. This like definitely seems like more of a decapitation move and an elongated thing. And closed doors, like conferences, seem to imply that Democrats, lawmakers in Congress, think that what is it? That there's like no clear objective, that boots on the ground is possible. Boots on the ground is like becomes a much different thing than bombing, but not your war. I'm sorry, I was joking. I'm sorry, I was joking. Oh, I mean, I get a lot of people who are pro-Russia very aggressively, like, what about Venezuela? What about Iran? Type of things. And it's like, they think that I'm just gonna say, yeah, go USA, go, 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 like, in response to everything, which is, like, silliness. We could recruit our monkey boys out of here. They're stealthy. Yeah, sucks that Bachaka is so small and they're fighting us. They're not fighting Rus. Oh, we just have to hope Pyrene fights Rus, I guess. How much did the Ukraine stream collect? I matched, or was gonna match, like, the first 1,600, and it raised a little over 1,100, so a little over 2,000. Not as much as last year. Last year, the timing was better. Also, I think that people are... I was actually a little bit disappointed about that, and that I couldn't raise as much as last year. But last year was, like, the timing was better, because it was right after the Trump-Zelensky thing. Where, like, Zelensky got invited to the White House and then, like, got told that he wasn't thankful enough or grateful enough for this type of thing. And got told that he didn't have the cards. So I think the timing was a little bit better. I think that it's like a war of attrition, effectively, where people's willingness, it's Russia's willingness to continue versus the West's willingness to continue supporting Ukraine. I mean, it's going to take us a few turns to hit Construction 7. Do we want to grab Blood Magic? Blood Magic actually could make sense on our leader. We don't really have that much blood generation, income generation. Father Illus would be okay, but we, like, don't have... If we had more generation, maybe we could do that. Thaumaturgy. Gates of Honey and Ivory is kind of attractive. That's Thaumaturgy. Especially with Conjuration 8 coming in. Because then we could summon... Fairy Court. So maybe do that. So we augury back here. Hey, plus 50% fire income. Let's go, baby. I think we're gonna grab more of these guys than La Roots. We really are astral poor now, though, after that. Would like I mean, we could start summoning our mages too, I guess. Let's augury this. Do these guys have fire resistance? They do have fire resistance. I think we're gonna put this guy in the middle of them. Glorious warriors. I guess that's maybe the buffs we can cast with this guy. I mean, more evocation could make this guy more useful. Ignite arrows is actually... Or flaming arrows is... would be better if we were using a bunch of our national troops, but at this point we're not really doing that anymore, because they would get in on their throw rocks. I think we just do that and then just cast spells. We don't really want him to advance. Hopefully he has enough range. She's just gonna buff herself up. She doesn't have enough death to... She would need one more death. Unfortunately, we don't have this set up for that. She's not dead, so... Yeah. Sure. I think in theory we would want them more spread out so we don't randomly get wrecked. I think we actually need to take some of these and add them over to the edges. That makes more sense. Just make them fire. They're adding more troops. I don't think we want to spend the gems to summon. We do have another Ivy helmet, so we could actually... We can find men like that. Unfortunately, we don't have an Earth 4 guy there. We would kind of like that. Because we could put summon Earth power into one of these guys' scripts. I guess we could still do that. Or, sorry, not summon Earth power, but this guy doesn't even have a script, so... Let's just copy this guy's script. And then instead of this, we'll put living earth. And then we'll give this guy this and this. So he's gonna be earth 4. Don't have earth boots, unfortunately. But with earth 4, he'll go up to 5 and then he'll summon some elementals. She will continue to make these. It's very nice that we only have to have 1. Looks like he's accumulating troops there. So maybe he chooses to attack. Nature 5. Contact another Lamia queen. 400 units, I mean, I think they try and go for it. They've also breached. You prefer to read the chat on Twitch or YouTube? I read it through Restream, which aggregates the two. I was putting my question in the most offensive way possible. I don't support Russia or have an agenda on anything. Yeah. I don't know. Wow. Can you explain the game to me? I've watched you 15 minutes and I understand barely anything. Well, so we have the strategic map, and the strategic map is largely about accumulating resources, right? We have gold as a resource, but really kind of the bigger thing tends to be these gems, which allow you to do big magical spells. Part of that infrastructure is our wizards, who have paths to magic. This is a level 1 astral mage, which allows them to cast other spells, but also wizards generally can research. And the research unlocks the tech tree. And so you have this as kind of background stuff that's going on. There's also resources and locations, and you can recruit up troops and this type of thing. And the troops are more or less like a scaffold for accepting buffs and with which around your mages to operate. Although in the later ages, which this is early age, the troops become more important. They have a bunch of different stats, you know, like how good their armor is, how well they attack, how well they defend, morale, this type of thing. And then the crux of what you're trying to do is you're trying to set up battles where you have a big advantage. And so, like, this is where, like, the execution comes in. And you will have an advantage because you will be able to have more spells cast, this type of thing. Better spells, higher quality spells, spells that buff your troops, better troops, all this type of stuff. And we have a bunch of troops that are hyper buffed up. And so they're just going to run in and run over these guys. But this is kind of like a small squad by the enemy. The enemy is being annoying, which, as they do, because they are kind of raiding around our territory with much weaker squads and denying us income, because we need gold. These guys are taking locations which generate us income, basically. We can actually cancel a little bit of recruitment to start building a fort back here. And then that'll be 2 Thrones of Ascension if we grab this. And both chats, don't tell the advertisers. Womp womp. You don't have the cards. I forgot about that. That was so cringy. You didn't have the cards. But I think the timing was just much better for the fundraising last time, especially because that's when it was becoming obvious that America was, like, abandoning Ukraine, and, like, America, I think, sent virtually no money in 2025. American companies sent stuff, but that's a different thing, right? Because the American companies are getting paid by the Europeans to send equipment. So we will get one big battle, I think, here. And then I think we're gonna get out of here so I can work on a bunch of EU5 videos. Did want to stream, but for example, here's some of the spells we have, and these were costing gems. We were trying to figure out what we could do. So we're casting these to summon a bunch of guys to have on the battlefield, and generally the summoned guys tend to be better. There's a battle in Kailasa, what the hell? He's just letting it rip. So Machaka attacks into this. Very suspect, with, like, not a 500 stack, but instead much, much less. We were kind of scared of the 500 stack. This is maybe bad because they kind of baited us into using gems we didn't want to use. But I do like these guys on hold attack closest, because these guys go after the flankers. And then these other guys just get in there. They have some automatons. We maybe could have some more attack rear type stuff. Interesting they have the spiders on not getting in there. But in general, our sacred troops are very good. We also have way more guys here. So it's kind of a convincing one. We lost 5 of our sacred troops and that was it. This is them. This is the big battle, where they have like 500 guys, and they're going to try and get in here. And this is our like Doom squad in the back. Oh, we needed to put our fire elemental further back. That's not good. So they're going to generate a lot of fatigue on our guys, actually. Some of our guys have fire resistance, so they won't be affected, but maybe it's okay. Now our troops are getting in. We summon the earth elementals. Our zippy zappy guys are like pretty useful when there's a choke here. We maybe should have had them attack the rear. Yeah, it looks like they get routed. I think there's a chance that we kind of screwed over our own guys in back here, though. What's the fatigue? Yeah, way lot of fatigue. So we don't lose anyone important, though. We lost an Aether Warrior. 2 of these guys did so much work. These were the Zappy dudes. Just the choke point plus the Zappy dudes and guys in front. Oh, they did attack us with like close to 500 guys. The Russian hunters are the ones that are kind of doing the damage, but we maybe should have dropped in on them from behind. This, for example, I think is something that they summon. The green lions they summon in. Killer mantis is a summon. And so they generate, when you search areas as well, you generate gem income. So here we can see the people who've searched it. You could generate gem income by finding magic sites. Which allows you to support this type of stuff. I think we're gonna free up the fort here. But managed to defend there. Here's still being sieged, but we can break out, I think, when we want to. But we might wait until we get a squad of dudes coming to help us out. So when this guy comes on over, maybe. I don't think we lost anyone important here. Curious what this guy's doing. He's massing griffins, but I don't think he wins. He certainly doesn't win now. These guys just will attack forward. I want to send this guy into the rear just by himself. We'll actually put him over there. And this is to soak guys attacking our rear. Yeah, okay. What? I think we summoned Buffalo with this guy. Maybe set him on research for now, though. For this guy's script, we want him further back. It's causing heat aura issues. The heat aura issues don't mess with the Maroots, but they mess with our mages. Let's put him at the edge of that. So augury. Oh man, they're all the way over here, dude. God, it's so annoying. Just a single vampire. Sneaking around. But maybe this is a good example here where like really strong units can sometimes do pretty well. These guys have like no magic, it's all mundane. This vampire dude's gonna jump in. He's gonna suck everyone's blood. Yeah, so he regenerates 10% of his life's turn, and he takes very, very little damage. So we'll try and do stuff. Basically, we would have to try and fatigue him out, but not generating much fatigue. And not taking any damage. Everyone else is taking damage. Does he have some sort of AoE thing? Got a chest wound though. Hell yeah. Susceptible to fire. We don't have fire stuff here. So that sucks, because that's... Or... Yeah, what eventually happens here is our guys just run away. Good night. See you, Graph. Do you wear wigs? I'm wearing one right now. This is the end of Dom 6 for you, Shiny? I don't know. I probably shouldn't focus on it. The thing is, like, if I make Dom 6 videos, I'm just gonna get like 1/5 what like an EU5 video can get in terms of views. And also, EU5 is getting like a new patch. It's definitely the end for a little bit. But yeah, our guys eventually break and run away. And they're like, I ain't dying for this, dog. Very long battle. Unfortunate that we actually can't manage that. With the different province defense, we would have been able to manage it, maybe. But not with those guys. I don't have enough money. This guy got summoned. But this guy will actually be better for summoning in a bunch of guys at the start. So we can maybe clear up this guy's script. The elementals, that is. Have you worn wigs? I've worn like this Guy Fieri wig as like a gag during Flavor Fridays, which they stopped doing. I do have this, but this is not like a nice wig. This is like a Halloween costume type wig. Any quick tutorials coming out on EU5 governors with the patch dropping tomorrow? Yes, that's actually what I'm planning on working on tomorrow. Or I mean, after this, rather. Proximity, but a one on governors. But I digress. We will be logging off for tonight. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not sure we'll be back with this. I do think we... Well, we're kind of keep getting pushed, so maybe we're... Well, no. Actually, we recovered a bit of territory here today. We recovered this. And I think we have a relatively stable... Like, we're pushing out Makone out of here. And then we're grabbing this back. And then once we have that, we can park an army here. We have an army parked here. And have a very stable kind of situation. Really not pleased with the total income, though. You can see what's taking us, we're paying some upkeep for. Maloma is one of our main sources of income. I think we do we get more income if we put a fort on provinces, I think, right? We're actually gonna look this up on stream. I do believe we get more income. They unlock full resource output. Okay. Income needs to be connected to the fort. Forts increase the income of provinces if they by a percentage equal to half the administration value. Oh, so we should have been upgrading these forts. I'm super punting then. Like Coloma, we should upgrade then. And that means that we should have built like a fort here for income. For gold income. And I'm just semi-punting. And if your answer is maybe, when will you wear wigs? If I had wigs that were more comfortable, I would not have a problem wearing wigs as like a joke or just like kind of for fun. I don't have an issue with wigs. But they're nice wigs. This wig's super omega uncomfortable, and nice wigs are really expensive. So I don't want to drop like $2,000 on a wig. But yeah.